Hello, hello. Okay. So if you're a teacher's pay teacher seller who is wondering what to actually show in your thumbnails and previews, this one is for you. I'm going to show you exactly what to include, what to skip, if your product, so you can have your product look, irresistible, and your buyer knows exactly what they're getting. Okay. So I posted a video a few days about how to stop overthinking your covers and to make TpT thumbnails that sell. And somebody commented that they would love some direction on what to show in the thumbnails and previews too. And so that's what prompted this video. And so I'm going to show you what I do as a TPT seller and as someone who is just, I'm really passionate about TPT. I really enjoy the process of looking for what works and figuring out what doesn't. I've changed my process a lot over the last 2 years, and I encourage you to do the same. So if you watch this and you're like, that's not how I do things, I would love for you to leave a comment below so that I can um, see it and I can like try something similar and maybe tell you the pros and cons that I can see with that, or even just to try something new, because I think that I feel like selling something online, making images to sell things, is just so fun. Like it's fun to try new things and to see what works and see what doesn't. So I'm going to show you what works for me, what I show my students when I am teaching them about Teachers Pay Teachers. You do what works for you. These are just ideas and this is just advice. So take what you like and leave what you don't. It's fine. I won't be offended either way. But feel free to comment and let me know what you do or what you like or something that you wanted to add. Okay. I love reading all the comments. It makes my day whenever I get a comment. So feel free to leave something in the comments. All right. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you my products. I'm gonna show you a few things. Let's just go over there. I'll show you. Okay, so this is my product. It's like letter Z worksheets. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to talk about the difference between thumbnails and previews, because if you don't know the difference, then this whole conversation is just going to go right over your head and you're not going to be able to understand it. A few things. Teachers Pay Teachers did just change up their listing pages. They do a lot of that during the summer. So, and like times when school's not in session, at least in the States. So, so it might look different by the time this airs. And if it does, then, we'll just try to follow along. Okay. So, first things first, this first image of your 4 is your cover photo. So when you search something, if you go to like letter Z worksheets, for example, since that's what I'm looking at right now, this is going to be the thing that they see right here. This is your cover photo. Okay. So all of these are cover photos. This first one, that's the first one they see in the search terms or in the search bar, in the in the search results page. That is that. So this first one, that's what they're going to see. Okay. Once they click on your listing, they'll come to this page and then they'll be able to see these other images right here. They're really I like it. I like how they changed everything. I feel like it looks so good now. But so first things that you'll have is your letter Z worksheets, and then I have the page number up here. I like to make it big and bold in my cover photo so that it's like super easy to see. So like what we were talking about over here with your um what is this called? You're like it's called a SERP, right? So search engine result page. So this is your result page and this is what people see when they search. So when you have something like this that's very clear, letters A to Z snap cubes, you know exactly what you're getting. And that's what I try to emulate whenever I create um, a cover photo. Is I make it super easy for them to see. Some things that people do is they use mockups, or they just put all the pictures in, but they also use mockups. I think mockups are a great thing. I just searched mockups and there's a whole bunch that you can choose from. I love these, to use these in my products. I just lately I've just had an easier time just leaving it white in the back. So it's easier for me to do that. There's hands and things that you can add. Let me see. It's over here. No, oopsies. Okay. So that's what I do. I usually just use a white for this, and then I use some mock-ups in my products, but mostly I just use white because it's just easier and it's quicker. So the three thumbnails are these small images right here, and then this is your cover photo, and then down below right here is this view preview button. That is your preview. Now this is a downloadable PDF that they can download this. See, like download preview. So I encourage people not to use just like a printout of their product, like take all the pages and just like put like preview over the front of it. I see a lot of people do that and they seem to have success with it, but I feel like that's a really I don't feel like that's the best way to do it. So, I instead, what I do is show them what it is, and I talk about what is good about it and how many pages it is. And sometimes this is a big bundle, so I show them everything that's included in one page, and everything's kind of overlapping. And I talk about what it's perfect for. And then I have this last page is a grab the bundle, and then they can click on this and they can go to my bundle and get this big old honker of a bundle. So that is what I do for mine. I wanted to show you another example. I also have these bingo cards. So I make it super obvious. Again, that first page is the product and then like how many pages it is. And then you have like take a closer look. So I show them one page a little bit closer and I talk about things that are included in this one. This one has a mock-up. Look at this. It's a cute little mock-up from Flapjack. I love her mock-ups. She has this club called the Teacherpreneur Club. I think if you go to like Beth and Averill.com/flapjack. And it'll take you. Yeah. So she has this teacherpreneur club. Oops. Oh, hold on. Well, she does. You'll just have to believe me, I guess. Continue to. Oh, yeah. Continue. I don't know. That was weird. Usually it doesn't do that second page right there. But anyway, so she has all these beautiful mock-ups that she has. It's a membership and I'm happy to spend this money every month because look at how cute they all are. Like I use this one um, pretty frequently. Um, anyway, that's I don't know that she has it open right now, but it's one of my favorite. It's a membership I'll never not pay for. So you could also just go to TpT and look up mockups, and there's so many. You could probably find free ones too if you go to what's this? This is new. But usually, because price was right here in the middle, you can go to free, and then you can see some that are free right here. So this whiteboard mockup, this one's just colorful and cute. Um, Look at that. There's so many options. And these are all just free. So you can have like glue sticks. This Halloween one's really cute too. I love it. Okay. This is a good one too. I like this seller. I purchased many of hers. um, so yeah, if I look at this for too long, then I'll end up buying more that that I don't need. All right, because I have a membership for it, so I don't need any more. But anyway, that's what I like to do. Some things I do on these is I like talk about the bundle in this because I feel like similar to with Etsy, you want to say things in the images as well as in the description and the preview. So like for this, I want them to know that the bundle exists because it would make me more money and it would be more beneficial to them to spend $25 instead of $3.75 for each letter. So I like to I like to do that. Um, and I include everything, and so I say it in here, like, I say, "You can grab the bundle," and then it's over here. There's a bundle, so it's right here. I tell them to check out the preview, which inside the preview, it also talks about the, bundle, and so I feel like it's something that you should try to push in little ways like that. So that's something I do. And I also talk about like different ways to use it. You can say this, you could say it's perfect for different grade levels. You could say it's perfect for like different ideas like centers or morning work or, bell ringers or, group work or I think in the pond one, I talk about how it would be perfect for like a spring lesson. So just um, try different things and see what you like. In this one, I say take a peek at the preview, and in this one, I say like grab the bundle. It just depends on what you want them to do. So in this one, if they look at the preview, they would just see all the cuteness. And I feel like if you saw this, then you'd be like, oh yeah, that's definitely what I want. And then you talk about all the fun things like this one has like calling cards and a calling list, and it's just I feel like you can really show the benefits in the preview more than you can in the images. So I like that. So the preview, what I always do is I just go to like Canva and I do like a presentation view. So it's longer. I believe it's like I can't tell you. I can't tell you. But if you just go to PowerPoint, for example, and you just do a blank presentation, it's this size. This is the size. So there you go. Canva has it too. Um, and then I just add like a header on each one, and I make sure that the header is in a different spot. So, or a different color. So this one, it's blue, and then this one has so many options, and then this one's a little bit further down. This one has a blue line through it. I try to differentiate a little bit so that that's not the right word. I try to make it different every time just so that it like draws your eye in a little better. I try to do the same thing with this, or I had in the past, and then I apparently haven't in a while, but um, the main thing that I've noticed that really helps with thumbnails and previews is using a template. So this one, I'm always going to have this bar across the top and then the letters. I always pick a darker color. So like on these ones, I pick a lighter color for the second page, but the first page always has a dark color that you can really see. Um, what it is. Okay, so that's that. So the main point of the thumbnail is to grab all their attention, and then the preview is to like really like drive it home. Like this is how awesome this is. You're gonna love this. It's amazing. You know. Okay, so think of your thumbnails. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Let's get back to what we were talking about. I have notes. You're gonna want to your thumbnails are like uh mm, they're kind of like a movie trailer. You could say that. Like a coming attraction. So you watch those before ahead of time, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, I want that," and then you click a little further and then you can get to the preview and then that's like the main like the details, like the review of the movie in the newspaper. I just made myself sound so old. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like a review on TikTok because I'm so young. TikTok. And I'm just being silly. But so your covers, the main thing is that you're showing them like little bits. You're making it so that they want to look closer, right? So you don't want to like cram all 20 pages into one thing. Save that for the preview for me. So I like to add like some stage things like this. I like to have a page on every um page on every picture. I like to have a piece of the product. So I like to add like a little call out too, like grab the bundle. And I zoom in on like the best parts, if that makes sense. Like for this is a really big bundle, so maybe it'd be better to look at this one. Like this one would be like I it's a bingo card. So the main draw to this is that like there's so many different animals and it comes in full color and there's 41 pages and it includes the name underneath. So you want to kind of point out things that they might not see the first time they look at it. Like if you just look at it here, you're like, oh, it's a bingo card. So that's cute. And then they look at this and they're like, oh, look at that. There are names below so that like they don't have to confuse a swan and a duck, for example. And then, I tell them to have take a peek at the preview for a closer look so they can see these things and then talk about what it's perfect for. And so my main thing is that I like to make it like super clear. So I don't really use too many mock-ups except like they're not going to take away from the product in this way. Like in my preview, like there's a big mock-up and there's mock-ups everywhere. But on the cover photo, you want it to be, or at least I do. I like it to be really clean, and not have too much busyness going on. Like there's not much here except some crayons, like I like to make it really clear. All right. So another thing I always like to say with cover photos is you're avoiding cursive fonts altogether. You want to have these really big, beefy header fonts that are super easy to read because when they search, there's this one. When they search like letter Z worksheets, you want them to be able to see it like super easy. Letters A through Z snap cubes, for example. You don't want them to like look and be like, what does that say? Even this is fantastic. I'm not going to say anything bad about this. It's just smaller than this, you know? Like this one has like smaller font down here. This one you can't read it at all. And so I always try to avoid something like that. Oopsies. There we go, by having it super clear on this front page. Once they're in, they can look a little bit closer because this is the size of the page. So they'll see this at this size. They won't see it at, this size. I hope that makes sense. All right. Yeah, and don't cram all 20 pages into this first page. Like if it's like a set of 100, you don't want to put all 100 on this first page. Just do one that like catches their attention. So I like to do one that has a whole bunch of pictures on it. Like this product has a whole bunch of tracing and there's other things in it and, like yes or no questions. But I picked the one that had the most clip art on it so that you would look at it and you'd be like, oh, what's this? And you would want to click on it. Okay. So now let's go to our previews and talk about those. So I'm going to actually open up both of them so we can, what's this? Oh, that's another one. Okay. Okay. So for this one, I like to try to have like several pages. You can have anywhere from like, I try to do like 5, but you can do, if you have more to say, like this bundle could have had more. We could have talked about like each thing that's included, like the I Spy, and then talk about it on one page, and then do like the tracing, and then talk about that on one page. You could do something like that. But yeah. Okay. So you can include any directions you have or teacher tips that might help. So if this was like a game, you could talk about like how to use it. For this one, you can talk, I mean, bingo is really easy, so I never really, you have another closer look over here. But if it's something that's confusing, like, let's think of like a card game. You might have in your preview, like how to play it or something like that. I know in classroom decor sets, they say like what all is included. Like, look at this. This says like, this is what they can do. This is what, I love this. This is great. And it tells you what it's perfect for. And this is how to play. So setup, solve, check, repeat, teeth, winner. So like this, it's not saying that much. Well, it does have the words underneath, but like they make it so easy so you can just look and really see how to play this game and what's included. And it has this giant list of the skills included and everything you need. Like this shows you everything that's included in this product without being just your product with the word preview over the front, right? So she's not showing you every single page, but she's showing you a representation of all the pages that you're going to receive. So you know what you're getting with this, even though you're not seeing every single page. Okay. You can add watermarks lightly if you like. I like to just like what's the word? Like I like to just plop things on top of each other so that and like hang it off the page and put things in front of each other. She does this as well. She puts things on top of each other. She puts another thing here. Answers can be printed on the back. She puts, like she makes it very easy to see. Um, uh, Make sure that the preview gives them an honest idea of what they're going to get. So this is a great way to show that. I just love this. And I love adding, if you have any ratings on your TpT store for this product or a similar product, then you should add it to your preview as well. That's another way to tell them that you are amazing and they should buy this product. um, they're just so like, you just have to make sure that you're like showing people what's included. I love having like a list of ways to make it easier, or like what's included. Like this talks about fractions and exponents and divisibility and all that good stuff just with a deck of cards. And there's 36 games and it's between grades 2 and 6. Like this is a great preview. Differentiated options. So you can make something for any people or any grade level. I love it. It's great. So that's the kind of thing you're going to show in your preview. Okay. So, oh, and if it's editable, if it's an editable product, make sure that you're saying how it's editable and what they'll need. So if you're using Canva and they can edit it in Canva, then you would say that it is editable in Canva or it is editable in PowerPoint. You want to make sure that that's super clear, because if they download something thinking that it's PowerPoint and then they find out it's Canva, they might feel a way about that you might not want. Okay, so so what I like to do using Canva, because this person did mention that they love Canva, is you can download it as you can flatten it. Let me see if I have a Canva that I can open in front of everyone. Canva.com. Okay, so let's just sure, let's do this one. This one. So I have this tiger book. What you would just do is go to share up here in the top corner. Hold on, let me move myself. You go to share in this top corner, and you go to download right here. And then you're just going to change this to PDF standard and then go to flatten PDF. You might need to have, no, it doesn't look like you do. I like to do that. So then you just download. And then once it's downloaded, everything on here is going to be flattened. So you can't like pull pieces off in the same way that you would be able to if it wasn't flattened. I hope that makes sense. Like you can still see all the letters and everything, but you can't like move things like you would otherwise. Okay. So I like to add that. And then to add things, like I always have this page for my resources and my terms of use. You can just come back to Canva and you can just drag and drop this, boop, and then, oops, and then upload it. Okay, so it won't upload, but I just did this one. So this is the flattened version, and you can tell because you can't like grab and move anything like this. And then what I do to make it so they can still do all these things on this page, they can still click on my credits or my other resources. I just add these pages in after, and then I save it as normal. So you can, I do PDF standard or you can, it doesn't matter. And then I just don't flatten it the second time. And then these, they will be able to click on these. Let me see if I can grab it really quick. The template, and then this is the actual ebook. And then this one, it's different. You can click on things like this, and it'll take you to the product that is listed. Okay, I feel like we're kind of getting all over the place. So I'm going to reel it back in. Okay, so things to avoid with your products is fuzzy screenshots. Right now, Teachers Pay Teachers is changing everything. So everyone's cover photos right now are a little fuzzy. This is at the very beginning of July 2025. They fix this pretty quickly usually. So I imagine within the next 2 weeks, they will be crisp and clear again like they were before. So fear not. I know it's happening. But it'll be okay. I also want you to avoid putting too many pages on one slide. I want you to avoid having really teeny tiny font. And I want you to avoid forgetting to include the preview at all, because this is something that I have struggled with a lot, because I'm like, oh, it's just another thing and I don't need it to list it. Like, you can list it with just images and be fine. But Teachers Pay Teachers has come out and said in like, what are they called? They have these town hall meetings. They say that 40% of people look at a preview before they buy it. So I don't like to, once I heard that, I was like, I have to have a preview on every single product ever now. So I always encourage people, if you don't have any previews, to just make a simple one. I have templates for you. You can just drag and drop your things into it and just talk about it a little bit and it'll be fine. Okay. So go look at what I would do if I were you is I would go look at a product that you bought recently and what made you click on it. What convinced you to buy it? Okay? So look at that and decide what you like about it and what you can add into yours. So this, you can use my templates. I have some at bethandavril.com/next. I'll link it below. So yeah, there's lots of options and you can do it. You can do it. Whether you're using Canva or PowerPoint, or, maybe like a, like a carrier pigeon, the goal is all the same, right? We're going to give the teachers what they need to feel confident in buying your product, because if they have any questions, then they're just going to move on. If there's a question, then it's not worth looking more into it. Usually you get like 3 seconds or something obscene. So just make it super easy and like a no-brainer for them to buy. So thumbnails should catch their eye, and then previews should build that trust. And if you want any help designing thumbnails and previews fast, I've got the templates inside the membership, and inside I have a freebie for you. Link down below, bethandavril.com/next, like next step. And if this helps, leave me a comment and let me know what you do with your previews and templates, not templates, cover photos. All right. So let me know in the comments, and thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.